Hi, I'm Father Joe. Recently I was in the airport to pick up a friend, and I saw in the airport none other than Bill Gates. No kidding. So I thought, here's a great opportunity. So I approached him and I said, Mr. Gates, I hate to pester you, but I've got a friend who's coming off that plane, and I'd like to play a little trick here. Could you act like you know me? Could you come up when I'm talking to my friend and say, hey, Joe, how's it going? I haven't seen you in a while, or something like that. No kidding, he agreed to do it. So I'm waiting. My friend got off the plane, and as I'm greeting him warmly, Bill Gates comes up, and he says, Father Joe, oh my gosh, I haven't seen you in a dog's age. How you doing? It's great to see you again. At which point I says, hey, back off, Gates. I'm trying to talk to my buddy here. Let's look at this week's question. This is getting dangerous. Speaking of Bill Gates, dear Father Joe, in terms of software piracy, if it's possible to do it, why is it wrong? After all, Microsoft has billions. All right, let's get right to this. First of all, I want us to look at the concept that we call equivocations. So, for example, there's a rule, and then sometimes we put an equivocation on it. We might say, running in the hall is wrong unless you're on fire. Now, I have some experience with that one, and unless you're on fire is what's called an equivocation. So we look at the commandment, which says, thou shalt not steal. Guess what's missing here, folks? An equivocation. God simply says, do not steal. He doesn't say, even if the person can afford for us to take from them, or any of that. God simply says, you shall not steal. Now, we can say, well, you know, Bill Gates has billions, or he won't miss this, but you know what? If you're watching this show, odds are, as far as 90% of the world is concerned, you are fabulously wealthy. Would you be comfortable if someone say, well, I can steal from them? They have more than enough money. No. Well, in the same way, we want to keep in our hearts and in our minds that stealing software or hijacking it off the internet, any of those kinds of things, is stealing. Let's take a look at what our catechism says about stealing. This is from the Catechism, section 2408. The seventh commandment forbids theft, that is, usurping another's property against the reasonable will of the owner. There is no theft if consent can be presumed or if refusal is contrary to reason. Now, one thing that I want to challenge our parents on at this time as you watch this is to know that as a chaplain at a high school and as someone who also helps at a university, I'm learning that cheating is out of control. And do you know what? Cheating is theft. Stealing other people's wisdom, stealing other people's knowledge and passing it off as our own, that's theft. Here's another one. Here's something we might not have thought of as theft. God gave us all our gifts and talents. God gave us our hands, our minds, all that we are. And we use those to make money for our family and friends, and that's a good thing. But God is owed. The Scripture speaks to us of the importance of setting aside a little bit of our income. The Bible recommends 10%. We set that aside and we offer it to God as thanks. We say, God, thank you for giving me the gifts to make this money, and now I give you some of that back. Folks, when we don't do that, that's stealing from God. So let's let this challenge us. Let's let the commandment not to steal challenge us. In the end, we once again find that God believes the best of us. He believes that we can make it in the world by being men and women of character. Our focus for this next period of our life can be really simple. We must never steal, be it software, be it other people's hard-worked-for knowledge, or be it our gifts and talents, which God so desperately needs. Thank you very much.